Hi, I'm Crystal of Crystal Robertson State Farm right here in Motown. And I have a few questions for you. Are your assets protected? What type of legacy are you leaving behind? And do you really know your coverages? If you struggle to answer any of those questions, we need to talk. We offer home, business, auto, and life insurance, just to name a few. Give us a call at 313-340-9000, or you can stop by our office at 7100 West 7 Mile. And don't forget to follow our social media pages at Crystal Serves Motown.
This program has been brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm, former prosecutor and experienced aggressive criminal defense attorney, specializing in violent crimes, drug crimes, weapon crimes, murder, fraud, white-collar crimes, DUI, and much more. Fighting vigorously to win every case at trial. Call 248-545-5290. Call the offices of Marquardt now.
No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, there is a force that unites us all. Join the movement and let your lips do the talking with Ide Cosmetics, available on idecosmetics.com.
This program has been brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm, former prosecutor and experienced aggressive criminal defense attorney, specializing in violent crimes, drug crimes, weapon crimes, murder, fraud, white-collar crimes, DUI, and much more. Fighting vigorously to win every case at trial. Call 248-545-5290. Call the offices of Marquardt now.
I heard somebody need lashes and makeup and they need the best. Go hit up Yvette. I heard her lip gloss is popping with all kind of options. Go rock it, yeah, hit up Yvette. She said it's only one problem with that. I asked her what. She said where it's at. I said it's up there at Boss Babe. She ran out of the door and go ran up a check. 8970 West 9 Mile, Oak Park, Michigan. Dial 313-445-5922. Go hit up Yvette. Go hit up Yvette.
So you think you in love with me, but I'm not the girl of your dreams. Cause I've been rocking and dodging the beat of love. Baby, I'm not the one for you. I'm not letting you on cause you know my truth. But I know just what to do for you. Cause when that Jones come down, hey, na 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 na, hey, ooh, na 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 na. When that Jones come down, hey, nothing you can do about it, hey, ooh, na 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 na. So you think you in love with me, but I'm not the girl of your dreams. Cause I've been rocking and dodging the beat of love. Baby, I'm not the one for you. I'm not letting you on cause you know my truth. But I know just what to do for you. Cause when that Jones come down, hey, na 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 na, hey, ooh, na 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 na. When that Jones come down, hey, nothing you can do about it, hey, ooh, na 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 na.
Good evening, and welcome to My Sister's Circle. I am excited that today is Thursday, 7 o'clock, where we go live on My Sister's Circle on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the One TV, where we stream live. We are excited to be here tonight. I do have my co-host with me. Oh, are you there?
Hey everybody, happy Thursday.
Hi, my love. How are you today?
Hey beautiful, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm feeling a little on top of the world, overwhelmed, grateful. There's so many things that my heart is feeling. It is like so full of joy and so full of happiness. Just so many things that has happened in the last 2 weeks. I mean, I'm ecstatic. I know you are. I know Charlie
Yeah.
is. I mean, it's just overall an amazing feeling of what's been going on, how God has been showing us that he keeps his promises to us, those who trust him, those who follow his blueprint. And I'm just excited to be able to reap the benefits of that manifestation and see the fruits just come alive. It is just, I'm amazed by that. How are you?
I think with every time that we have a conversation about something new that's happening with my sister circle, the only thing that I can think of is like the honestly the first thought that comes to my mind is like whoever would have thought like two
Right?
girls in Michigan. You know what I mean?
Right?
And just it makes you realize that like the possibilities are limitless and that I don't know. I'm just so grateful because I've always wanted to be a part of something that had something to do with helping people. That's something I'm really passionate about is helping people. And when this opportunity presented itself to me, you came to me, I was so nervous, but now I'm so glad that I didn't hesitate to say yes um, and say no because no was at the back of my mind. But just the cool, like all I can say is it's just been like the coolest experience ever. I absolutely love my sister circle.
And honestly, it's like it's something new every day that I kind of hit you with.
Yeah,
And that's how so the same way that you know feel that when I hit you with something different every day, that's the same way I feel when God gives it to me because it's like a surprise. It's like out of the blue. I don't know that it's happening. I don't expect it, so it's definitely a surprise each and every time when there's a new guest that comes on and or I'm contacted by somebody that wants to be a guest or you know I'm contacted by shout out to Serenity. I love Serenity. She is an amazing director of relations, of artist relations. That is who I mean connects us with everybody. You know, I wasn't at first. I was like, it took me a minute because I didn't know if I wanted to say her name. But it's the same that we talk about all the time, where we want to make sure that everybody is getting the light shined on them. So shout out to Serenity,
yeah,
who makes sure that she gives me a call no matter the time of night, and she says, "Hey, do you want to interview so and so?" And I'm just grateful for Serenity. I'm grateful for Charlie. So every time it's literally surprise to me as well. I'm never like prepared or anything. And it's like one of those things that God says, stay ready. So you don't have to get ready. And
yeah.
that's how it is with us. And we are always like on the edge of our seat with whatever God has given to us. So hand clap to God. Listen, I'm shout out to God because he is like, he's showing it. He's showing, I'm talking about pulling all the cards out right now for us, laying that red carpet,
Yeah.
and we walking on top of roses right now. So thank you, Lord, for everything. So, I mean, seriously. I mean, because people don't know that, you know, they only see what we
Yeah.
share. You know, I only give them what we're allowed to share. So there are so many
Yeah.
other things that are in store. And, you know, sometimes I can't even share with the people that are closest to me.
Right. And
And
the
that
other
part
thing that
right
like I
there.
want to say and yeah, the part that you are skipping over so humbly, and that's why I absolutely adore you, is how much work you put into this. That's what I want our viewers to know that you really give everything that you have to my sister circle. And that is why it is taking off and doing what it's doing. And that's why God blesses you because you are so dedicated. So I want all of our viewers to know that Coach D is working her tail off with content and guests, even keeping me up to date with stuff. But she really is working hard and she's being transparent and she's giving you everything that she has. So I hope you all love her and appreciate her because she is knocking it out the ballpark.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay, guys. So listen, I need you guys to tag, share, and invite people in. We have an amazing show
Yes.
tonight. It is a dynamic show. So I want you guys to make sure you stay tuned in the whole time. You know what the time it is. It's time to tag people in, at least tag 5 to 10 people in, get them on in, committed to this show for tonight. Share it to different groups. And then I want you guys to stay tuned because what we're about to do is some. My phone rung. Well, no, they didn't.
Y'all know what we're doing at 7.
Okay. So, what we are going to do is we're going to get Sister of the Week started. So,
All
Charlie,
right.
can you go to Sister of the Week?
This program has been brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm, former prosecutor and experienced aggressive criminal defense attorney, specializing in violent crimes, drug crimes, weapon crimes, murder, fraud, white-collar crimes, DUI, and much more. Fighting vigorously to win every case at trial. Call 248-545-5290. Call the offices of Marquardt now.
Hi, I'm Crystal of Crystal Robertson State Farm right here in Motown. And I have a few questions for you. Are your assets protected? What type of legacy are you leaving behind? And do you really know your coverages? If you struggle to answer any of those questions, we need to talk. We offer home, business, auto, and life insurance, just to name a few. Give us a call at 313-340-9000, or you can stop by our office at 7100 West 7 Mile. And don't forget to follow our social media pages at Crystal Serves Motown.
All right, you guys know me. You guys know I don't let little stuff like that bother me. So we are back live. My phone rung, and I'm gonna tell you guys, my phone rung, and it was actually a call from a radio station, actually. So we just listen. We just gonna keep it moving. And are you back on? Okay. Okay, perfect. There you go. Oh. So we are going to go to Sister of the Week. Charlie, are you ready? Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Okay. Charlie, can you hear us?
That's okay. We're going to keep talking until Charlie comes on. He probably is just getting it ready. So listen, So today's show, we are talking about I'm choosing me, doing what's best for you. You ready? Perfect. Okay.
All right, everybody. Here is our Sister of the Week. This is Minister Joyce Harris, and I chose Minister Joyce Harris because she has always been so sweet to me. I've known Joyce since I was a littler girl, like a teenager, and she's always so consistent with sending positive messages to me on social media, and she will send me prayers and ask me how my children are doing. And I just think she has a really beautiful, sweet spirit. I know oftentimes when we talk about some of the, like women in church, sometimes, they either have a negative impact or a positive impact on you. And she definitely has had a positive impact. She just has a beautiful spirit. She's always encouraging. She's involved in church and just does anything she can to help. I remember when the pandemic first started, she made masks for everyone. And when I was at church, she was passing them out. And I'm like, well, how much time did you take to do this? But she literally had some set aside for me and my children. And I just thought it was the kindest thing. So that's why I picked Minister Joyce this time.
Oh, that is so nice. I love that.
She's such a sweetheart. Love her.
I actually don't. I remember her, but I don't remember having a relationship with her where I actually knew her. I'm sure my dad does, but that is amazing. I'm so glad that Minister Joyce. I'm so glad that you were able to be our Sister of the Week. That you were chosen. So hand clap off to you, Minister Joyce. All right. So I'm not sure why my phone is on Do Not Disturb, but calls are able to still come in.
It's probably something with the phone lines. Mine has been doing that too. I don't know if it's like a joke or something, but mine was doing that all day today too. Maybe it's time for us to buy new phones.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
I'm like,
No,
maybe
ma'am.
it's time. I don't know.
No, ma'am. I will not be buying a new phone. No, ma'am. Okay. All right. So, Charlie, is our guest here? Okay. So, we are going to bring our guest on. So, before we bring our guest, okay, that's so. Okay. So let me just give you a heads up. So if my phone cut off because they keep calling back,
Yeah,
that's not okay.
I
I'm
know.
not okay with that at all. I'm just not. It's
I know.
I'm not okay with that. So let me pause. But if they keep calling, okay, and since it keeps ringing, I just want you to keep going, okay? We
I
got
got
this
you.
today. The snow is not going to allow us to be out of our element. This is us.
No, but we got
All
it.
right. So our guest today is the one and only actress, amazing, talented actress, Shiquita James. And I am so excited to have her on tonight. It has been a pleasure to exchange messages with her over the last 48 hours. We have exchanged messages, and I am just so excited about bringing her onto my sister's circle. This platform is made for beautiful women like her, beautiful actress, beautiful entertainers. Listen, I am just excited that we get to have this beautiful actress on, this talented actress on to tell us all about herself. And I am just happy that oh my gosh, that we get to meet somebody that is going to be in the new movie Wakanda Forever. Okay, the new one that's coming out this year.
So
I
excited.
mean, all right. So is she here? Okay, no problem. So, guys, listen. I want you guys to make sure that you Google Shiquita James. Shiquita James is just I have researched her for the last few weeks since I've gotten her on my radar. And listen, this actress has her resume is out cold. And when I say out cold, she has been in 45 movies so far.
It's
45 credits
amazing.
that goes to her. She's here. So, okay, cool. All right. So she has been in, and one of the things that I was just recently watching with my daughter was Raising Dion, and she was in Raising Dion as well. So I don't know if you guys know Raising Dion, but Raising Dion is like real. Everybody has been waiting on Raising Dion this next season to come out, and this season has came out, so she is in Raising Dion as well. So that's an exciting one as well. She's been in a Gemini Man, and you guys, that's Will Smith movie. Gemini Man is Will Smith movie for those that don't know Gemini Man. Undercover Brother 2, Jumanji The Next Level. So many. She's been in P Valley. Y'all seen P Valley?
I
She
love
was in,
that show.
she was she was in P Valley, okay?
Love it.
She was in Coming to America 2. She was in Thunder Force. I mean Lovecraft Country. So many. Oh my gosh. I am just I every time listen, one of my favorites that sticks out to me, she was in Harriet. You seen Harriet?
I have twice.
She was in Harriet. She was in the Tales of the City. I mean, so many amazing movies. The list goes on. She was in Greenleaf. Now you know, Greenleaf is my show. So she has been in so many different things, and I was just amazed when I watched her resume. I mean, when I looked up her resume, It was just I was just completely amazed at her resume. So I'm actually going to see if she is ready to come on. You can talk to our viewers while I look for her. Give me 1 second.
Okay, so while we are waiting for our special guest to come on, if any of you notice her from the movie, especially because she has the new Wakanda Forever coming out, we have her, we go out and support her. And I'm wondering how they're going to stream it now. I wonder if it's, well, because it's, I'm sure it's probably going to be in theaters everywhere. I'm hoping that they don't send it straight to like Netflix or HBO Max because I want the full experience. I don't know about you guys, but I love going to the movies and watching. So let me know who saw. I think by this time, all of us should have seen the first Wakanda. So who, all of our viewers, is going to see the second one? What are you anticipating? I'm really, really sad that Chadwick Boseman is not going to be in it. I absolutely loved him. And I'm wondering how they're going to make up for him not being in it. I think that's the thing I'm the most curious about and how that's going to transcend on film, like what they're going to do to replace him or how are they going to replace him, if they even do. So in the comments, let me know, what are you most looking forward to for the new Wakanda? I love the costumes. I really love Michael B. Jordan, but we won't talk about that. And I'm excited to see it. So all these things, I don't think we can ask her about Michael B. Jordan because he did die in the last film. I wish they would resurrect him like Jesus and bring him back, but we can't do that. So we have to see what happens.
Beef was horrible, sir. Sir. I just want you to comment and tell me which show did you say was horrible. So we do have some comments commenting on the things like Greenleaf, saying how Greenleaf was dope and how people love Greenleaf. So guys, listen, I don't want you guys to go away. I want you guys to stay tuned with us. We are going to start talking about the topic while we're waiting on Shiquita to come in. It's okay. Sometimes it's technical difficulties, so we just gonna go with the flow. Like Charlie always say, because I believe she's in Atlanta. Charlie always say Atlanta has poor Wi-Fi in the entire
He does
city.
say that.
So I'm not sure what the issue is, but we're just gonna patiently wait for her because she is worth the wait. So we are gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
So sis, Charlie,
yes.
actually play that clip because you guys know the topic today is I'm choosing me, doing what's best for me, right? I'm just gonna do what's best for me. So Charlie, you got that clip that I sent you? So
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucius.
So let me tell you why I picked this clip. I picked this clip because that was such, although this is now a TikTok sensation right now, that was an amazing, powerful clip telling him that she had to be put first. Like she had to start putting herself first, because she had put so many people in front of her. Or with that scene is, you know, she had went to prison for her husband and for her family. And, you know, all the times when she got out of prison, you know, everything was still about everybody else. And she was kind of putting herself on the back burner for the company, for her children, for her husband, for her ex-husband, or whatever. So that just was a powerful piece to me, although it's funny and although it's like a TikTok sensation right now, that I have to put me first is something that we have to do, men and women. Because I think it comes a time and a season where if you don't put yourself first, you will die.
Yeah.
You'll die inside, like, and maybe, I mean, and sometimes physically as well, but you will die inside. You will lose yourself because there is a time and a place for everything. There's a time where you put your children first. There's a time where you put your spouse first, where you put your job first, where you put all these things first. But there is then a season where you have to put yourself first. And I always look at like nowadays,
I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first. I gotta put me first, Lucy.
so it's really like, it's really powerful. I mean, like I said, I know
Yeah.
it's funny, but sis, when you
But I love
say
it.
when I say to you, sis, you got to put yourself first. What does that do to you? And let me tell you the
It
reason I'm asking you this.
automatically,
But let
yeah.
me tell you the reason that I'm asking you that particular way, because you are a
Hmm.
single mom, and what people like to do as single mothers like to do is they put their children in front of every single need of theirs. So
Yeah.
when I say that particularly to you, since you have to put yourself first, what does that do for your heart, like your soul? How does that make you feel right now?
If you would have asked me that maybe a year ago, I would have said, you're absolutely crazy, because that's not something that I believed in. I have three sons. I am a single parent. And well, for the longest time, I was like, no, it's all about Ezra, Elijah, and Ezekiel. It's all about making their needs a priority. And a lot of the times, would neglect my own, and still sometimes do. But now I'm more cognizant to make sure that I remember that I can't be a good mother to them, and um, I can't work my workload and do what I'm doing and keep my head on straight if I don't take time for Orion, because before I'm their mom, before I work, before any of those things, I'm a person. I'm a woman. I have needs. There are things I need to take care of for my mental and spiritual well-being. And I have to be able to have those things in check, or else I can't be a good mother to them. So now, fast forward a year after really taking the time to make sure that I do put myself first, I do it now without question. And I used to feel so guilty, but now I don't. I'm like, you know what? It's time. Like, even with dinner time, I'm really regimented with them. Dinner is promptly at 6:30. But sometimes I say, you know what? Mommy's tired tonight. Dinner's going to be an hour late, and you're going to be okay. You know what I mean? It's like I'm granting myself the privilege and the ability to not always be on it. Sometimes I have to take a step back and say, I need to sit down for a second and rest. So it's those small things. Um, you cannot make it. Even on the airplane, they tell you, before you assist your children, before you
You
put the
have to
life
assist
jacket on your
yourself first.
children, before you put the oxygen mask on your children, you put it on yourself. So the same
That's right.
principles apply in life. Before you help anybody else, the Bible even tells you charity starts at home and spreads itself abroad. You are
That's
home.
right.
You got to start with home first, and then you can spread yourself throughout the land and help others. But always got to take care of you first.
And it's very important that you make sure you do what's best for you, even when it's
Hmm.
people that it is close to you, and it is important people to you, like your children, like your spouse,
Yeah.
and things like that. And even in ministry, when you're serving a leader, you have to make sure that you set aside time where you put yourself first, because it is very important that you do so. I'm sorry, I'm reading messages from our amazing Charlie. um
Yeah.
and so you have to practice not feeling guilty about that, because you can be in a place where you begin to feel guilty, because if you have not mastered or started to separate your mind from saying that you have to be in a place of, and I don't want to call it a selfish place, because I mean, you can say, no, I got to be selfish with my time, but you can
Hmm.
just say, when you get to that place of saying, no, I got to be selfish with my time, that's typically you get to that place of using that word selfish when you have allowed that space to be bombarded for so long. Then you
Yeah.
begin to use the words like, I have to be selfish with the time that I need to spend for myself. I have to be selfish with my family. Then you begin to use those words. So if we begin to practice not feeling guilty about doing what's best for us, not feeling guilty about, okay, you took a whole season and that season can consist of a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, 15 years, 18 years. You took 18 years to raise your child. And now after these 18 years, now this season is over and now it's all about me. It's okay. You can't allow, yourself to make you feel guilty. And that part right there, you can't allow yourself, your own heart, your own ways of thinking to make you feel guilty that it's time to do what's best for you.
Yeah. You have to take yourself into consideration. I mean, I think a lot of the times people look at you like you're crazy, especially if you're a parent and you're like, oh, my kids come first, or you opt not to. But really, that's the healthy thing to do. Again, you cannot be a good parent. You can't be even a good spouse. I used to be a spouse. You have to take time for yourself. Everyone needs time to decompress, to step back, to have alone time, to be quiet, to remember who you are. You really will get lost in the shuffle of parenting, in being the head of a household, in being a husband, in being a wife. You have to take a moment to steal away for yourself and protect yourself. And I don't think that doing that is selfish. I don't think you can even be a good mate if you don't take time for yourself. If you lose your identity completely and you engulf yourself in your marriage, which you should do, but if you engulf yourself in an unhealthy way, and you don't go back to make sure that you're revisiting the things that bring you purpose and fulfillment on an individual level, then those are the breeding grounds for something terrible to happen. It's going to affect you negatively. It's going to affect your marriage. It makes you feel resentful. It brings up a lot of uncomfortable, unpleasant feelings and experiences. So I think everyone in life, no matter where you are, with or without a spouse, with or without children, you have to remember to take time away for you. It's imperative to live that way.
I agree. And then you have to remember that this does not mean that you don't love those people that you're separating yourself from at the time, that you are putting first, that you are putting behind you or second. That doesn't mean you don't love your children. That doesn't mean you don't love your spouse. That doesn't mean you don't love your pastor. That doesn't mean you don't love your job. None of that means that. That doesn't mean that when you come home and because you're saying that I no longer choose to be on call anymore because I'm home. That does not mean that you don't think your job is important, because yes, it's important to you, but your time is your time. And I think the world, society puts on us that this, especially when it comes to our children, the world says, no, your child is first. The world even tells you that your child is the child is before your spouse. When biblically speaking, the child is not before your spouse. But if you have a good spouse, then the child will come first collectively together. Okay. But the world tries to tell you that you don't get that time for yourself when you're a parent or, when you're a wife, because it's typically never the husband. But that was a joke, y'all. So don't take that literally, but it's typically never the husband but it's the world that makes you believe that you have to take care of everything else first before you take care of yourself. And even I remember a time where my husband said one day, he said, I have to do what's best for me. And at first I was offended, like, and this was some years ago, I was offended, like, well, I feel like you kind of removing me from the equation. But it wasn't that he was removing me from the equation. And then I had to realize, well, I've done the same thing as well. I've had to put my own mental space first and remove myself from y'all. I went out of town. I went on vacations, plenty of vacations without my family because I needed that space. But then when it came to him, I kind of like felt away, and I had to really get myself out of that way, because he's absolutely right. He does need time for himself so that he can maintain some stability within his own sanity. Yeah. So that he can continue to do what he does for us each and every day. And that's like work his butt off for us each and every day. So I had to really check myself even on that, because it comes a time where, like I said at the beginning, where if you don't take care of yourself and use that time for yourself and say, I have to do what's best for Dewana. I have to do what's best for James. I have to do what's best for Orion. even though it may look selfish to other people around you, if you don't do that, like I said at the beginning, you will die.
Yeah.
You will lose yourself. Like you said, you will lose your identity. You will, and sometimes physically, for real, people do die from that type of stress.
Yes, they do. And I'm here as a living witness. A couple of months ago, I had a health scare. I actually thought at 37 years old that I had a stroke. Went to the doctor, face was all like kind of twisted up and couldn't move. And it's from stress and not properly taking the time to say enough is enough. And I think when we have a goal in mind, or we have families and society puts a lot of pressure on us for me, keep going, working. I love to work. I'm a workhorse. I enjoy working. I don't get tired. Your body will shut you down, and you cannot do anything for your loved ones, your family, your friends, acquaintances, nothing, if you do not properly take time for yourself. So your husband telling you like he had to do what's best for him is right. And that is one thing that I really do like. It makes me sick about men, but I admire about them, because when they're tired, when they feel like
Check
enough
out.
is enough, baby, they
They will
check
check it
out. And I'm like, God, do I need to change my name to Tyrone to have that ability? Because I really appreciate that about men. When they're done and they're tired,
They're done.
they're done. They don't keep going and pushing the envelope. They're like, hey, that's it. And I'm like, I want to be like that.
And,
I want
but
to
you
be
know
that.
what? That comes from us being nurturers, though. That's
Yeah.
what that is. We're going to nurture a situation, even if it kills us.
Mm-hmm.
And men just aren't set up like that. They just aren't set up that way. And I do think it's important that sometimes we do take some notes from their book, because there is times. But I also will say, like I said, for my husband, he doesn't do like I do. Like, I'll get up and say, oh no, I'm taking a vacation. Like, this is it for me. I'm the checkout queen. Okay. Like, well, nope,
Yeah.
I'm going to Atlanta. Well, nope, I'm out of here for a few days. And whereas my husband, his is a total different thing. His is just, he needs to take a moment for himself, and he needs to stay in the bedroom for a long time, for days at a time, or, and at times he goes out with his friends or things like that. But his is totally different from mine. Mine's, I will shut down from everybody, everything, and say, there'll be no cooking. There'll be no taking nobody nowhere. There'll be no anything. Okay. But that's because I got to a place where I didn't put myself first for so long. I got to a place of burnout. And when you get to that place of burnout, you kind of lash out, if that makes sense. You begin to, you act out of character, because you're so, at this point, you are so outdone, your emotions begin to take over. And now, so that's just a toxic place to be in anyway, because you shouldn't get to that place. But that's why I said it's important to practice doing things for yourself. And that's with your family, that's with your friends, because there's times where it's time to do what's best for you, even in a friendship. Even in a friendship. Because friendships are like a cocoon. There's going to be growth in a friendship. And everybody just does not grow the same. It's our makeup.
No.
It's who we are. It's our DNA. We don't grow the same. We don't elevate the same. So because we don't, and now we have placed ourselves in this friendship where we're in this cocoon of a friendship together. Now somebody's going to grow. Somebody's going to, wings are going to start to expand. And then somebody is going to stay there. That is fine for the person that stayed there, but you have to know when it's okay. You can't stay inside the cocoon and die. So now you have to know that you have to now do what's best for you and fly. All right, it's time for you to fly. It may not be your friend's time to fly, and it's not their time to soar, and that is okay. That doesn't mean you just left them. You left them hanging. You don't love them anymore. But sometimes That's just the way it goes. And you have to be
Yeah.
okay and not feel guilty that you left your friend behind. Because you didn't,
No.
technically, you didn't leave him behind. It was just growth spur for you.
Hmm. You have to, again, I think that's why it's so important to surround yourself with people that understand your path, understand their purpose as well as your purpose. Friendships and relationships go through seasons, and they have to be able to understand that, sometimes we are going to dwindle off from one another, and we're going to take different paths. We're going to do different things and meet different people, and have different feelings and all of that. But that's why, again, it's so important that you align yourself with people who are like-minded, that
Absolutely.
understand,
And
yeah,
understand.
life will put you through a transitional period. And I've been there with friends, you know what I mean? And you get that uncomfortable text like, I feel like, you're avoiding me or pushing me away. It's like it has nothing really to do with you. It has
To do
more
with
so
you.
something to do with me. You're taking my being in a chrysalis and now hatching and coming out as some type of attack on our friendship. And that's not at all what it is. It's me processing the new stage in life that I'm in. And it's not to say that you can't come with me, but there are stages in life sometimes where you have to travel the road alone. And
Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
okay. You know what I mean? It's part of self development, it's part of character building. If Jesus died on the cross by himself, why can't you take time by yourself and elevate and learn and grow? You can't take people with
Absolutely.
you everywhere you go, but you do take yourself with you wherever you go. So sometimes it's good to just be alone and have moments of solitude. I think solitude is the most underrated thing. People are so afraid to be alone. We are afraid to
Mm-hmm.
be alone in friendships. We're afraid to be alone and be single. I'm telling you, taking the time to be alone and to be quiet is a gift that keeps on giving. It's a beautiful gift. And if
Listen,
more people would tap into it, you wouldn't have the problems you have now because you've taken the opportunity to be quiet and to study yourself and to study the people around you.
and that's it. So we have to start choosing peace. We got to choose peace
Mm-hmm.
for ourselves. We have to choose our peace, even when, I know we talked about it last week, even when it comes to co-parenting. Sometimes you got to
Yeah.
choose your peace for your own self, your own sanity. You have to choose peace just all around you. You have to
Yeah.
choose happiness, and these things are choices. You know, if you stay in a place where you say, I'm going to continue to put myself second, third, fourth, and fifth, then you won't have happiness. You won't be able to
Mm-mm.
choose yourself. You won't be able to choose joy for yourself. There will be no peace because in your
Yeah.
mind, you want to do just for you. You want to be put first, okay? But you battle so much with putting other people first. So you have to make a choice, a conscious choice that you are going to put yourself first, that you are going to choose peace for yourself no matter who it is, because there's times where I won't name the child, but there's times where one of my children will have their moment and they'll have like this time in behavior, or and I'll say that they used to have, and it'll be kind of like it was some toxic drama, and I would just have to say, mm-mm, no, not today. And I
Yeah.
would I would literally have to say, I can't do this today. I won't do this today. You know why? Because I am not going to put myself in a place of stress.
Mm-mm.
I'm not going to put
Mm-mm.
myself in a place of anger. I'm not going to put myself in those places right now, because I know that when I put myself in those places, I remove all peace. I relinquish the peace that I gave, that I had already had, that I let
Yeah.
this child come in with their situation, and they projected what they had going on onto me. And I was like,
Mhm.
I just refuse to do this anymore,
Mm-mm.
child or
I
not.
don't know. I don't know about you, but as I get older, and I mean, we're not old by any means, but as I get more mature and more self aware, I'm not doing anything that compromises my peace, my
That's
mental
it.
health, or
Me
my
either.
emotional well being. And I promise to God on everything I love, I don't care who and what it is. You might as well act like God and took me on to glory, because if you even remotely trouble the waters in my life, you got to go.
That's right.
You have to. And you don't want to do that to people, but it's just like, okay, you start to reevaluate what makes life easier for me. How do I breathe easier? How do I rest at night? How am I able to process? A lot of those times it's cutting off dead weight, and people's issues, and people that are argumentative or always like want to be combative and keep a lot of nonsense going. You have to be cognizant of the people around you that will just drain you dry mentally and emotionally and spiritually, and you just can't do it. That is part of taking care of yourself. If you truly like, I've never understood people that like have a problematic person in their life and they continue to go like round and round with them. Like, we're going to continue to argue. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to butt heads. No, it's too easy for me to tell you to go on your way and argue with yourself in a closet or something, but you're not going to argue with me. You're not going to stress me out.
Right.
Part of taking care of yourself is relinquish that extra garbage that's in your face and in your life and around you. A lot of people you guys call friends, they're not your friends. A lot of people that call themselves loved ones and family really aren't your family. Reevaluate those things. You have to, and cut them loose.
Yep, I agree. So I got a comment that says, I'll admit I don't believe in putting myself first much as a mother.
Yeah.
I want you to comment if you feel, led to comment this, but why? Why don't you feel that you can put yourself first as a mother?
It's
and
the
I'm
guilt.
not saying, but see, I think what we do is, okay, let's use the example of our children. You want to take your children on vacation. Or no, let's not use that. Let's use something a little bit more simple. Let's say your child wanted some new basketball shoes. Okay. New football cleats or whatever. And you needed some clothes for yourself for work. But your child can use the shoes that they used last year. And what a lot of times what we do as parents is we say, nope, I'll get mine's the next paycheck and I'll get theirs first. When they didn't need it, they want it, and now you want them to have it because now everybody else on the team is getting new cleats or new basketball shoes. And so what you do is you say, nope, I'll put my need of new shirts, my need of new heels, I'll put that on the back burner until whenever I can get to it, just so that I can make them feel good. When actually, a lot of times, it's not about making them feel good. It's about making yourself feel away. Because you don't want to feel like you disappointed them in any kind of way or made them be put in a space of not having what somebody else has.
I think it's about, in having children, I think it's about finding a healthy balance as to what is an absolute priority and need, and what are your absolute priority and needs as the parent and as the head of the household. There are going to be times in parenthood, well, there's an awesome new moisturizer that I want on the market that's $60, but my son needs the $60 plus then some because he's getting a little bigger and he needs more pants. Well, I mean, can my crow's feet wait? No, not really. But does my baby need new pants? Absolutely. So, I mean, it's just like I can revisit these things. A lot of the times in parenting and being a parent, your children are going to come first. That's just what it is. I think if you are any type of parent, you're not going to put the well-being or an absolute necessity over your children, your own needs over your children. I would hope that you wouldn't do that. But I think there are times where we realize it is absolutely healthy and okay to just say, no, I need to do something for me right now. Like, my sons love to go on sushi dates every week. I was like, you know what? No sushi date this week. Mommy needs to do something for herself. Next week, we will reconvene our sushi, blowout or whatever. And it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no and not feel guilty. It's okay to take whatever you were going to do and do it for yourself because you need stuff too. You need that time too. So you can't
That's right.
just pour everything that you have and leave nothing for yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to turn around and start hating your child when they get older or have like, these weird, unsettling feelings towards your children because you decided as their parent you were going to continually put them first and you neglect yourself the whole time. And then they're growing up and they're an adult and you're looking at them like they were, that you regret their existence. You don't want to do that. You got to be real careful about how you do things and how you implant things in your mind because it will trick you into turning something into nothing, if that makes any sense.
It does. So I have two comments. So I'm gonna ask Dominique or T, do you guys, either one of you guys, want to jump on real quick and just talk about what we're talking about real quick, just for our last few minutes? So our guest was having some technical difficulties. I'm not sure what went wrong. We are going to reschedule it where we are. So we'll get it. We'll get that interview picked back up. So so we here at my sister circle, we don't cry about spilled milk. It is what it is. We
Yeah.
keep it flowing the way it's supposed to go, because sometimes it was just supposed to flow just the way it did.
We'll
So
catch her on the next go round.
we will link back up with Miss James another time, as soon as we can. Absolutely, it's okay. So Dominique or T, do either one of you want to jump on real quick? So Dominique says she's in the car, so she can't. But I'm gonna tell you what she said. She said the reason that she feels that she doesn't put herself first, she said she feels, I feel like I'm second, but maybe today I'm getting a rude awakening for myself. I'm listening. So, and then we had T that says, I feel guilty. His dad is not there, so I never tell him no. Okay, so I'm gonna see if she wants to come on, because I actually, okay, so T does want to come on. So let me give her this link real quick. I think O is using that link. So okay. And it's not the link that I'm on, right? Okay. So, T, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send you a link. Oh, you can keep talking. So when you come on, T, real quick, when you come on, turn your phone sideways and open this link up that I'm sending to you through Safari or Chrome. Don't open it up from Facebook. So copy and paste it to Chrome. All right. So,
Yeah.
again, yeah. So I'm sorry, I was reading that. So we gotta choose to. Okay, nope, don't go to commercial. So choose to build yourself up the way you have built everyone else up. That was one I really wanted to touch on. Choose to build
Mhm.
yourself up the way that you build everybody else up. A lot of times we build everybody up. We push everybody to their destiny, to where they're supposed to be in their purpose and things like that. But guess what we don't do? We do not build ourselves the same way that we build other people.
Yeah.
But why is that?
I think a
Well,
lot of the
why
times
is that?
maybe it's yeah, maybe you feel like I know for me I have that issue. I will always root for someone else, but I struggle in the area of rooting for myself. Um I struggle with that because sometimes I feel like, oh, we want to always remain humble, and sometimes maybe it's just not proper to toot your own horn. But again, as I've gotten older, and I'm like, yeah, I can pat myself on the back. I absolutely deserve to applaud myself for the work that I'm doing and, doing this and doing that and accomplishing goals. So I think sometimes maybe it's not wanting to be boastful or playing small so that you don't come across as being um, braggadocious in what it is you're doing. I think that's what it is.
Okay. T's on.
Hey,
Hey T. So this is T, y'all, from Sip with
Hi.
T Podcast. Hello, how are you?
I'm okay. Is it this way? Oh,
There we go.
oh, I don't. I think I'm doing it wrong. I'm sorry. Oh, lift my phone. Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. So so
Hello.
so T, you are a single mom.
Yes, I am.
And she's unmuted. I cannot
Mm-mm.
hear her. Okay. So T, so you are a single mom. He's gonna get you on real quick. So I just really wanted to ask you a couple questions
Of course.
about it. All right, T, so you're a single mom, right?
Yes, I am.
So don't say it like that.
No, no, it's
It's
okay.
okay.
It's okay.
So okay. So you're a single mom, and when you are doing so let's just say daily things that are being done, do you at any time of the day put yourself in a first place and then put your son second, or is everything about him first?
Everything about him first because I feel guilty
So
that his dad is not there. So I just don't like telling him no.
okay, but even when it's not a need, let's say it's not a need and it is a need for you. So okay, you just started your podcast, right? And
Yes.
I'm gonna just speak on. Let's just speak on it. Whereas there's not you're not a millionaire yet, okay?
No, I'm not.
And so you're
No, I'm
building your
not.
podcast, right? You're building your podcast, and say you had to spend $5,000 in equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Now your son got the PS5. He got the new Xbox. He got all the newest Jordans. Now I don't know your life. I'm just saying, right? Okay.
Right.
He got all the newest Jordans. He got the Montclair coat. He got the jackets. He got everything that he wants, that he desires, right? But then a new system comes out. But you need $5,000 worth of stuff for something that you're passionate about, something that you want, something that every day you live and breathe. Your podcast, you dream about it, everything. All right, so that's your passion. You telling me
Right.
you gonna put what he wants first before you get your equipment, although this is not a need?
Oh well, now that you put it now that I'm trying to do something for myself, then I probably will put myself first. But most likely, a lot I do not put myself first.
So that's all I was trying to get everybody to understand. Like, it's not to say that this is something, because it has, sometimes we do have to see it from the outside looking in and saying we have to hear from outside to understand that
Right.
it's okay. He has everything, and you're not
Right.
telling
Yeah.
him no, you're telling him not right now. I have to do. And so a lot of times these kids, seriously, I know we have some spoiled kids out here, but a lot of times these kids like to see their mothers, and they mothers especially, they want to see them happy with everything that they desire anyway, so they really are okay with you telling them not right now, because it's not our desires as mothers to say no, but a lot of times it's a not right now. I can't do it right now. You
Right.
can choose to explain it or not,
Right.
but it doesn't have to be where you're saying nope, you're not getting it at all, and then go into no, I need this for me. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it is okay to say I got to take a minute for myself, and you not feel bad about that you're taking this $5,000 and spending it on your podcast, something that you want to do for you, although it's a guilt feeling for you because his dad is not there. Because guess what, T? He know that you love him. He know you got his
Yeah.
back 100%. So he not even looking at the guilt part that you're looking at. That's something that you're bringing. That's something that you deal with. but he don't, because you got his back all the time.
Correct.
I think
I'm
the
sorry.
thing
I
that
kind of
you
it
have
kind
to
of threw me
remember.
off a little bit.
No, I think the thing that you have to remember, T, is that you are valuable as a, and I identify very much with what you're saying, and even what you're feeling. I literally can feel you right now, your heart and everything. It's an uncomfortable position to be put in to decide whether or not we do something for ourselves or we do something for our children. That just does not feel good. But at the core of that, you have to remember that in order for you to have all these moving pieces around you and to make magic and to do the things that you need to do for your child, you have to take care of you. You have to have a creative outlet. You have to have an emotional outlet. Whatever it is that you need, you have to foster that and take care of it, because you matter just as much as your son. And if you feel like you're always making the sacrifice and you don't have anything for T, you're not going to like the way that feels. You don't want him to grow up and be 18, 19, 20, and you look at him like, gosh, I wish I would have taken this time in being your mother and carved out opportunities and creative possibilities and things that I wanted to do for myself, because I felt so much guilt on my shoulders because I just didn't want to let you down. I assure you, your baby is not going to miss a beat. I have 3. I have 3. My
Right.
children have not missed a beat. They travel, they go everywhere, they do everything, anything they could ever want, eat, imagine, touch, feel. They have those opportunities. But as parents, especially as single parents, we have to say, not right now, maybe not right now indefinitely, because there's something mommy has to
Right.
do for herself, because you matter too. Practice saying
Right.
no. It's heartbreaking. I remember the first time I said no, I was like, oh my God, they're going to hate me. But then after that, that no tasted good. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And now I use no more often. I can't, we as moms can't make up for where their fathers lack. We'll never be able to
That's right.
compensate for that.
That's
It
right.
will be a tireless journey. You do
That's
what you
right.
can do, when you can do it, and that's it.
And then, so I will ask you, I want to ask you this real quick before we get off. Um, with starting your podcast, because I remember you saying this is something that you always wanted to do. With doing that, that was something that you said, I'm gonna stop playing around and I'm gonna put me first, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did that feel for you at that moment where you chose you over everything? And I'm not just talking about your son. I'm talking about everything. I'm talking about your girl. I'm talking about your job. I'm talking about everything, because it had to be where you chose you for you.
Yep.
So how
And
did that feel?
you touch right on that, like especially with like the job and everything. Like I know I got to still pay my bills and stuff. At the end of the day, some stuff like working overtime. Like I'm the kind of person that I'll work overtime. I go above and beyond. But at the end of the day, like I give myself this saying, all money ain't good money. And sometimes if you're trying to get to one thing, sometimes you might have to take a step back from something else. So
That's right.
I'm going full force this time. Full force.
That's right.
So yeah, it
I
feels it
love
feels
it.
good now. It just feels good now. Like especially with all the support I'm getting, that's even more happiness on my lap. So yeah, it feels amazing.
That's amazing. All right. Thanks for tuning in with us, T.
Oh, for
I
sure.
appreciate you tapping in with us. If she Oh, okay, cool. Okay. So guys, it is 8:04. I am excited. Listen, I'm excited that we are on the next level journey. Like, I can't say that enough, how grateful I am that my sister circle has just reached this level that we have reached. And I look forward to climbing even higher. I look forward to God manifesting even more things, giving us more surprises, because I know that there's more surprises in store for us. And I'm grateful. So guys, listen, what I want you guys to do is next week we have an amazing show with we have actor David Mann on the show next week, and we have a panelist of men that will be with us. We have Cortez, who's my brother, and then we have Uncomfortable Conversations podcast B and Low that are going to be on, and we are going to be talking about a father's equal rights. Guys, listen, I'm going to start promoting that flyer. I need you guys to promote that flyer because I want an amazing amount of men on watching and tuning in because this is such an important topic. It's the whole series of co-parenting is an important topic, but I definitely want men to feel like this is a safe space for them to come on and to express fathers' equal rights. So I want you guys to just be prepared to have your wives nearby because it's important to me that the wives even chime in, even on the topic at hand, because it's important that we know that a father has equal rights when he wants them. Did you hear me? When he wants equal rights, because every father don't want equal rights. So we're talking about the fathers that do want the equal rights. So I want you guys to help us promote that. That flyer is already circulating. So I want you guys to promote that. Also, guys, I want you guys to promote advertisement and sponsorship. Listen, everybody keeps joking with me and saying yesterday's price is not today's price. And listen, I did a special today of yesterday's price. And when I say yesterday's price, I mean the price of advertising that we started off with. So I did that. And guess what? Only a couple people jumped on board for that. So I want you guys to listen. Now that price has gone up. Now it's $175 for 30 seconds. But that's still a deal because it was $350. So I want you guys to make sure that you jump on this special because you can advertise on My Sister Circle. You see how the commercials play, how the promo videos play. You guys can advertise on that show. You guys know that show is going to be dynamic. Okay. When men come in the building and they start talking about a father's equal rights and getting passionate about it, you guys know that the amount of traffic that is going to be on. So just imagine if you promote your business, your podcast. Just know that is going to be something that is amazing. So you guys, make sure that you tune in with us and listen. Remember, guys, there's no competition in sisterhood. And always, always remember to fix your sister's crown and vote for My Sister Circle on the Detroit Choice Awards, okay? See you guys
one time week. Every day.
Listen, 20 times a day.
Right.
Have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Crystal of Crystal Robertson State Farm right here in Motown. And I have a few questions for you. Are your assets protected? What type of legacy are you leaving behind? And do you really know your coverages? If you struggle to answer any of those questions, we need to talk. We offer home, business, auto, and life insurance, just to name a few. Give us a call at 313-340-9000, or you can stop by our office at 7100 West 7 Mile. And don't forget to follow our social media pages at Crystal Serves Motown.
I heard somebody need lashes and makeup and they need the best. Go hit up Yvette. I heard her lip gloss is popping with all kind of options. Go rock it, yeah, hit up Yvette. She said it's only one problem with that. I asked her what. She said where it's at. I said it's up there at Boss Babe. She ran out of the door and ran up a check. 8970 West 9 Mile, Oak Park, Michigan. Dial 313-445-5922. Go hit up Yvette. Go hit up.